Hey guys, this is Alex Daly with TheWeirdChurch.com. I am in my awesome, nerdy studio today where I do all of my terrain building. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit more about God Mode, which is a gaming ministry that I am funding and hoping to grow here in Denton, Texas. I've worked with gaming ministries before up in Alaska where I was, and I ran a game store called Kingdom. And there we would play games and we would sell gaming supplies. And when people would come in to play the games and be interactive, we would build friendships with them, and we would even invite them to Bible studies on Sunday night, and it was a huge success. Now, the reason why I'm wanting to do this in Denton, Texas is because there are 45,000 college students between UNT and TWU just here in Denton. And Denton is a lot like a mini Austin or a mini Portland, Oregon, where the culture and the gaming environment and the nerdom and the comic book fusion is all over the place and just crazy. And yet all of the game stores that you ever go into are incredibly secular or atheist and very pushing adamantly against any spiritual belief whatsoever, unless it's really heavily involved in Wicca or paganism or other trending popular mysticisms like that. For me, what I am trying to do is, I know that a lot of people have steered away from ministry to gaming cultures because realistically, you look at games like Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, it's all spells and witchcraft, and we want to stay away from the influence of witchcraft and other moral compromises. But the fact is that a lot of these gamers, what we don't see underlying is the reason that they go to these games is because the church doesn't give them an outlet for the supernatural. These gamers are passionate about, and they are craving and starving the supernatural and the miraculous and the impossible. And they want to be actively involved in having adventure and purpose away from the monotony and the humdrum day in, day out life. And so they turn to these games because it gives them purpose, it gives them power, it gives them acceptance, and they have their culture and they game with people. And ultimately, all of these games, the redeeming quality that they have in common is that they all have a component of defeating evil and restoring good to the world. Now, we're not here to redeem the games. We're here to bring Christ to the gamers. But the truth is that the church has left the video game, the board game, and any other area of the comic book world completely devoid of any divine inspiration. And it leaves all of these shops and all of these places and all of these games and all of this stuff giving gamers a mixed, distorted, corrupted view of angels and God and Christianity and the Bible. And almost everything that you see anywhere is always posing that the darkness is able to overcome the light and that God is mostly completely out of the picture and unwilling to intercede. And so you see vampires and werewolves, and anytime that you do see a priest, it's always someone who's performing some half-hearted corrupt, political agenda, and it's awful. I have been involved in gaming for many years, and I have a passion to reach these kids because games are icebreakers. There's a lot of games that don't have a supernatural, spiritual component to it, and either way, gamers just love to be able to sit down with other gamers because you don't have to know how to talk or be social. You simply sit down to a game and the game fills in the blanks for you. What I am trying to do is we're trying to raise funds for basically facilities, utilities, and mobilities. And we're wanting to do this ministry by having gaming events and gaming tournaments. We're wanting to have family game nights. And we're also wanting to host Bible studies. This will help integrate new believers and acclimate them into a community of believers as we encourage them to start to attend and be a part of a regular home church that's connected to one of the churches in the area. And there's a lot of them. The thing that I'm trying to avoid in this is the old skepticism that the church has been having, like Jonah. Jonah struggled with who God should reach deciding who is worthy and who wasn't, and often ran the other way. And we have to stop that. We need to be able to go into the game stores and reach them one game at a time and help these kids learn to live their life on God mode. Now, if you can contribute and you feel passionate about this, I would love it if you simply clicked and shared this message in your social community like Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else on your blogs or anything like that. Secondly, and most importantly, believe it or not, is actually prayer. I value prayer over anything else because it is the most effective, and the Word of God says that the prayer of a righteous person accomplishes much. Thirdly, the reality of it is being able to raise funds. And this again covers expenses like facilities, furniture, snacks, sodas, games, and other things like that. Mark, and getting people out there to let them know that we are in the community and that we're around and that they can come. And the best thing about gamers is you don't have to try very hard. You can basically open up a place and word of mouth spreads through the community unlike any other environment, and they pour in willing to be anywhere that they can game that's not in their house or in their basement. And when we bring them into the environment to game, we can actually pour into them and saturate them in a very healthy environment that's conducive of God. The last thing that I wanted to say is that I have my contact available for any suggestions, any comments, any questions, or any donations that are physical, like furniture or anything else that you might think contribute to our gaming needs and in this outreach. And also if you have a passion, a heart to be a part of this, and just to work with me and say, hey, I'd like to be there to be able to run games or talk to kids or do whatever. My contact is there. Please donate. And if you can't donate anything right now, pray and at least share and spread our message out to people who will be able to contribute. I'm not going to ramble on any longer. I hope a lot of you have stuck through the video till now. But I just want to thank you for listening and passing this on, and God bless.